Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. Today is the first Friday in a while we actually didn't get any new content, but next Friday will be a new faction coming into the game. Speaking of factions, you probably saw the video already, but if you haven't, we have finally completed the Crypt Keepers faction. We managed to do pure faction last night. The video of the entire thing is up on the channel if you want to go see it yourself, but it is finally over. We never need to do that again. Though now there's a problem for the next week, and that is we finally have nothing to use our delve battles on. I guess we could technically attempt pure faction all-seeing eye, but that's not going to go over too well. We'll be lucky to pass the first battle. But yeah, we have nothing else to really use our delves on until New Kingdom comes out next Friday, which we'll probably just buy to tier 5 just for, or whatever the weapon is, just because the weapon, and that is literally it. But yeah, for this stream, since there isn't really anything new to do, we're mainly going to be messing with the new troop that came in on Monday, since that's the only thing that really happened. There's that in raids. But yeah, Egg Thief. It doesn't give extra gold in PvP, unfortunately, but that is what we're going to be using it for. Cedric, Egg Thief, Key, Greed, and using Thief class so we can start getting it leveled. Haven't really gotten it leveled much yet. Definitely need to get it to at least 70, ideally 100, but obviously that's not happening anytime soon. Hopefully 70 by the end of this weekend is probably the more realistic goal, so we'll try aiming for that. But anyways, that's that. It's pretty much the main thing we're going to be doing. And after this stream, we'll probably be playing, well, probably grabbing a quick bite to eat, and then playing Super Mario Party. We haven't streamed that since pretty much the weekend that I got it, so might as well continue that again. I've been playing it a little bit on and off. Oop, let me go move chat so I can actually go see it. That might help. Oops, I just made the chat smaller, not bigger. That is the exact opposite of what I want to try doing. There we go. Move that over, move that over, move that over. Hello Elite Gaming, hello JZG, hello Danny, hello Michael, hello everyone else, welcome. Yep, egg plus skeleton. I mean egg plus, yeah, I guess skeleton. Skeleton key, close enough. What do we need? Take that. Oh, we already had egg. It confuses me because it looks exactly like what the normal egg looks like. So it always catches me up like, oh wait, never mind. Let's go take our revenge. And get a gnome. It's not a gnome weekend. Sure wish it was. Though we just had one like, what, 2 weeks ago? Alright, we'll take the blue over. Oh, you know what? I should have just taken the green. I was trying for the extra turn there, but might as well just commit to getting the mana and then just keep spamming it until we win. And just auto double kill. Yeah, this team is basically like having a bronze lock pistol that double kills. This is essentially what's going on here. The only real big issue that really occurs is the weapon only uses one color, so it often does not reach full mana with a single destroy cast. It's very unlikely that 14 of any given color is ever on the board at a single time, and yeah, that makes it a little bit harder for us to actually get that alignment then of just having enough on the board. And we got a gem key. Also, speaking of that, we have a lot of gem key tasks right now. I was looking at earlier. We can get 4 gem keys for doing almost nothing right now. All we have to do is go trait something, and all we need to do is win with 3 Urskas 10 times. And for that, we get 4 gem keys. That is an absurd amount of gem keys for doing almost nothing. So let's just check out our upgradable. We should have something, if nothing else, at least the treasures, which we haven't bothered upgrading the traits on yet. Let me go check that, apply, and yeah, we have some of the treasure. Let's go do the common treasure. It's like one of the few instances where these treasures are actually useful. Is there we go. It just gave us 2 gem keys. Boom. Easy as that. Cost us like 0 trait stones, and even if it did, doesn't matter. We have like infinite trait stones. And then we just need to go kill with a bunch of Urskas later. And these 2 will naturally get done. Getting a bunch of souls and winning PvP ranked is pretty much automatically going to be happening, since anything we kill gives souls, and we're going to be doing PvP anyways. So we're going to be getting it done one way or another. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, anything you want me to go over, just let me know. Otherwise, we're mainly just testing this, trying to get it quicker, and I believe it's currently the quickest team. Hard to really tell these days because there's so many interesting quick teams that do exist. at a given time. But I don't know. I would say this is probably one of my favorite at the moment. Even if it's not necessarily the quickest, it's a lot of fun to play. Hello, Other Michael. Welcome. And hello, Kent. Welcome, welcome. Let me move this real quick. There we go. Why is it not showing my entire chat? There it goes. It was like blocking the bottom half. Hello, Paul B. Welcome. How's everyone? I've been doing pretty good. We'll go take that down. Grab a green over. Get a key on that. And he dead. Okay, that reminds me, that's something I should probably pick up before the streams, or see if I can find a spare one somewhere is laying around. I still don't have headphones, or earbuds of any kind. My previous ones ended up breaking the, yesterday? Was it yesterday? Yeah, sometime yesterday. Ended up breaking. So I currently don't actually have any. Luckily, Gems of War doesn't necessarily require audio, so that's not too big a deal. Though if I do play Mario Party later, that will indeed require it, so I'll need to find something around the house, or just go grab one real quick. Should be a billion stores within walking distance that has one. Okay, we'll go and get the destroy there. Don't need more gold. We'll just try Protector turn off the top and just keep. No! Don't summon. Oh, wait. You moved it. You moved it as well. I need to go get all of our mana again. Do I have the banner set to double brown? I really need it set to double brown. I think we have it set at the moment to get what's her name up a bit quicker, but we really need the browns. Actually, I think I do have it set. +2 brown, +1 red, right? Where's the other way around? +2 red. I think I initially had it at +2 brown, but then I switched it to +2 red for quicker egg thief. But I almost want it back the other way around. Though I say that now, and then when I need 1 mana for egg thief, it's like, yeah, why didn't we have it that way? Because that will definitely happen. Like that. Well, actually, we have the banner set, so actually that's technically not because of that, but still, that will happen if we had it the other way around. Ooh, he's using that quick raft team. Actually, that's not even the quick raft team. He's using a variant of the raft team, but take that down, move that over. Keep moving stuff. And can we go for key? Yeah, we can go for key. That's easy kill. Destroy, get all the mana, and that's a win. Ah, get infinite bandits. You can never outkill our infinite bandits. Okay, we'll kill it with a. We'll just take a green. Of course, it doesn't surge. 1 mana short. Why is there no mana for her? We'll just take the brown, green, destroy everything. Stop getting Dawnbringer. Kill it out if it will ever let me to a turn. That's 3 bandits in a row. Very nice. And dead. Updated defense for Guild Wars? For specifically what day do you need? Most of the stuff's almost the exact same as far as what I've been using. It's these teams currently. Let's see, defend. Defend red. We've been using standard reds, haven't really changed that. Probably could, but it still wins sometimes. This one's a bit weird, but it has been doing relatively decent, even though it's a bit of a strange team. Gorgotha, Megavore, Kraken, Queen Mab. It's been doing surprisingly good or average, which at least for Guild Wars is decent. Let's see, did I skip one? Yeah, defend green. I'm using standard giants. This is pretty much, given how much you use Titan, you should probably have this set as one of your teams, assuming you have it. Yerol, Fire Giant, Dawnbringer, Hyndla. It has the highest HP in the entire game, and probably always will have the highest HP in the entire game of any team, with the only thing that might get higher being pure faction of a Stormheim faction, if that ever came into the game. That had a bunch of giants, but currently doesn't exist. For defend yellow, I actually still use standard divines. It still wins, so I've just been using it still. Defend brown, I've been using the Flame of Fire version of a Yagwe Queen Titania team, mainly because it fits Tapon pretty well, which converts all brown to red, which is pretty relevant on a brown day. And I didn't mean to go out of that screen. And defend purple, I could switch into a freeze team. There is a lot of loop on Purple Day, same as green, but I still use standard goblins simply with a siren. It is not worth putting Goblin King here. Siren's still better. AI uses it much better with a siren than any other option. I never said Egg Thief wasn't going to be an important troop. I just said there wouldn't be many purposes for it. And I was right, there's barely any purposes for it. It's basically Skeleton Key and Bronze Lock Pistol, maybe, and Bonnie Rose, maybe. That's like the entirety of what she gets used for. It's very limited, but what she is used for is pretty decent. What do we need to move? We'll go take a green over. Don't even need the extra gold, we just go for that. I'll take brown. Oh, somehow that didn't surge. Oh, that's the only bad thing about not having audio. I actually can't tell when it surges. I never actually look at the screen to see if it surges. I always listen to audio instead. So I can't actually tell when it happens. Hello, Meterlas. Hello, Donick. Hello, Carlo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Analysts. Hello, Cameron. Oh, and thank you on the Pure Faction. Yeah, it was really hyped live. We were just going in, just trying another attempt, and it actually went all the way. It took forever, though. That final battle was 15 minutes long. But it was worth it. It's finally over. We never need to do it again. At least for that faction. I don't know if I'm ever realistically going to try for a 500 again, though. I'm probably not. At least not until they rework it in some way. It's just too much of a headache to deal with. I'd rather do no factions each day than have to deal with trying to do pure faction again in the current state of the game. This isn't worth the time. It was a lot of fun, though. It was definitely a lot of fun. But we need either that 5th faction troop like they said they might eventually add, or we just need to rebalance to how level 500 pure faction works. Otherwise, it's going to be way too much of a headache to do it literally everywhere else. Particularly in Hall of Guardian and, what's the other one called? And Sea of Sorrows. Like, it might be possible in All-Seeing Eye with enough stats. Like, if you got to, like, 250 or 300. But, no amount of stats is really going to help you much in the other two. They just have so much more. And with how the ability to scale, it's basically just the instant kill. Oh, he's just gonna keep reviving, isn't he? I hate Thief so much. Or the specifically the cunning on all these assassin-like hero classes. That tree and oh no, he just keyed our key. Wait, did he just use the same team we did and got a Cedric cast and then moved us into place to actually kill us? That's funny. Yeah, you would need upwards of 300 to do any other faction, pretty much. I don't think anyone has completed a faction other than Crypt so far. It's the only faction that has ever been completed at 500. And the only one that's ever going to also be done is All-Seeing Eye, but you'd need like 300 or so. Definitely at minimum 200, probably even higher. But yeah, we're actually, it's not literally everyone in the game, but I checked the leaderboard and we're currently number 3 on the highest faction renown in the entire game now. There's only 2 people that have higher. There's a possibility there are dozens of people that are higher because that doesn't actually track everyone in the game. It only tracks everyone that uses the Gems of War database at any point. But still, that's pretty high. Number 3 in the entire game. It's pretty close. We're probably in the top 10 or 20 as far as total renown. And the only thing holding us back is the fact that I have pretty low pure faction renown in every other faction. I think the furthest we really went in most of them was like 150. Though obviously we could easily do like 300 if we actually tried. It just is kind of trivial to do that. And the only other way we'd be able to get around to it would be if we go do it during one of the events, which would cost us a lot of gems and wouldn't really be worth it unless we're deliberately making a leaderboard. Hello from Ukraine. My mom's actually from Ukraine. Oh, what is this post of which you post, JCG? What is this? Oh, wait, did someone complete a faction that isn't, Is it All Seeing Eye? Yeah, someone did All Seeing Eye. Ooh, interesting. Very nice. I'll need to look at that later. Yeah, but we might attempt All Seeing Eye. How many stats did you do it with, though? I didn't check the thing. The biggest issue with doing All Seeing Eye is I don't think we have enough treasure for it. Any ideas for an awesome defend team? Well, it depends what you have. There's a lot of fun awesome defend teams. Though as far as PvP is concerned, there's no need to actually make an awesome defend team. The best ones are the weakest ones. Just because it's more profitable to lose defends than it is to win them. Simply because of how revenge battles work. 199 was his horde? Okay. We might attempt it then. We'll probably try it with like a 150 or something. The biggest issue though, I guess that's why it might have 199. You need to have enough damage to outlive the, ideally, you need enough damage, or enough durability to outlive one cast of the green-blue thing that automatically hits the 2 weakest enemies. If you don't have enough damage to outlive that, that's going to be a really hard final battle. Yeah, I don't really foresee anyone defeating another faction other than those two, unless you got an absurd amount of stats. That'd be the only other way to do the other two. The not All Seeing Eye, the Hall of Guardians and Sea of Sorrows. Those are easily going to be 300 plus stats. I don't think anyone's going to actually reach that anytime soon because of how long that takes. I'm going to throw a key here. That's a little bit of a waste throwing on something that literally only has 3 HP, but it's just firebomb. It doesn't matter. Throw it down again. That'll just die out. And it'll explode. Here we go. Look at the final link. Let me see what the final link is. What, did he do it with 100 stats? What is it? I'm looking at it. But what are you specifically showing me, other than another person completing it? It's funny that he did it all at once, though. He got 30 marionettes. Which means he would have gotten through them all in one single swipe. Okay, we'll go take that over. Grab the gold, take that. Red. Throw it a hit. Get our double kill. Why must you summon? You ruined our double kill. At least we got a revive on first slot. Oh, we almost had enough brown for that. Oh, wait. Oh, it is Hall of Guard. Oh. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice that. It is Hall of Guardians. What? How? I wish he would have shown his delve level. Like his actual thing. Like the, you know, the one that gives him stats. Do we know how many stats he had? That is insane. I guess it was Silent Sentinel, triple Gargoyle, and you just keep getting silences in a good way. Like the strategy would most likely have to be Silent Sentinel, throw all your damage at first slot, then eventually get the Gargoyle silenced. And if you can do that, you win. The problem is doing that quick enough is unlikely, but possible. The biggest issue is normally the stat difference, making it so you don't have enough damage to do that quickly. But with more stats, I guess it would be a little more realistic. It's going to be a while before we have a lot of treasure to actually be able to do stuff like that. take that over. Grab all that. And then just get the greed if we'll ever end his turn. Oh, he had barrier on first slot. That's not good. Well, we have a whole army of those things. It's not going to help us, though, if we don't have the brown to win. Or at least they meat shield for us. But still, we need browns. We desperately need some browns. Okay, we'll go take ourselves a, I'll just let him have a skull. Oh no, he got a brown out of it. We needed that brown. Yagway, can we deny you? Here, have this. Or not have it. Oh no, he still manages to get a combo off. At least we're not dead. And it should be enough to kill if he doesn't ruin us. There we go. That was an awful battle. Still came through though. So our daily tasks should be getting pretty close to giving us their gems. We're actually getting 22 gems today without even going out of our way for anything. Just doing what we'd already be doing, we're gonna get it. Let me get the gold real quick, just in case that's not enough damage. You never know. Better be on the safe side. Oh, 4 times Firebomb is pretty good, though. Ever since they changed the matchmaking system, it's actually slightly better to do something like exactly what he just did, where you use 3 Firebombs or 2 Firebombs with a treasure or 2. And the main reason for this is they added a thing to make it so you don't find the exact same team as often. So having your team set as 4 times Firebomb is slightly bad because there's a lot of other people that also have their team set as 4 times Firebomb. So setting your team as 3 times Firebomb with a treasure or 2 times Firebomb with 2 treasures tends to be slightly better sometimes, just because it pops up more often in the variation. I don't know how big of an impact that really makes with the new matchmaking system that they added about a month ago, but people still do it, so I don't know exactly how much it helps, but it probably does help some. But yeah, any kind of team similar to that is generally what's the best defend team. The best worst defend team. Feels weird that that has to be a thing, but that is still currently a thing. It doesn't matter how many adjustments they've made over the years. It has still always been the premise that the worst defend team is the best. Yeah, we're almost there for both of those. Well, more so for the PvP one. Oh, never mind, I was wrong. We're not getting 22 free gems, we're getting 27 free gems. We're doing nothing other than what we're already doing. I thought that was a gnome for a second. Oh well, we'll go grab that. Get ourselves some gold, destroy everything, and just get some keys down. Get another one of those. Get another key. Yeah, Thief class is getting up there. We're almost at 55. Or did we get 55 and we're heading on 66 or 56? No, we're still working on 55. I do want to get that to at least 70 for the dodge. Ideally, I want to get it all the way max for the instant kill too. Also, while we're at it, let's just kill these real quick, just so I don't forget them later. You put 2 firebombs and 2 coin purrs. There you go. That'll work. All the treasure are equally useless, though. Do keep that in mind. So you don't necessarily have to use coin purrs. You can use any of them. They're all the same amount of useless, which makes it a lot easier to do variation. Because a lot of people might specifically go for the coin purse as well, just because it is the lowest rarity. But if you actually check all of the things, they're the exact same stats. The common one has the same stats as the mythic one, or all of them have the same stats as each other, even once you upgrade them. Leveling doesn't actually increase their stats. It's the only troop in the entire game where leveling does nothing to them. Mainly because they're not real troops. Even though they are real troops, it's kind of weird. Also, why did I not take those reds? I could have already gotten this thing looping for mana. Now we're stuck in a non-mana state. Go grab that, get herself a kill, throw another one down, go from there. And there we go. Yeah, we'll throw a gold with that. Get everything destroyed. Get more gold. Key it down. Destroy everything. Key down again. And that's it. There we go. Okay. Let's keep continuing with PvP. At our ridiculously low rating of 66,403 on the leaderboard. Oh wait, G Phils is actually in first place right now? Interesting. I didn't actually realize he was. He was watching the stream last night. I don't know if he's here now. Probably not. The stream was pretty late at night. But yeah, I didn't even know he was #1 this week. Also, I didn't know he was in Matchmasters. Alright, we'll go take that. Take your green over. Grab yourself a red. Oh no, we got eggs. Luckily, it was on probably the least consequential thing because we still keep the greed even through that. Also, hello. I didn't even see that. You have a, what's his name? Zugoff. We'll get one eventually. It's only a matter of time. We're still a good year away from one, though, at the current rate of orbs. Well, you never know. Maybe we'll magically get more orbs somehow. That or we need to start going for leaderboards. That's the only way to magically get more orbs. Has he been in the top for a few weeks? It's the first time I've actually seen him there, though that's probably because I never actually check the leaderboard that often these days. Okay, we'll go grab a nothing. Let's leave everything, try for the red. He gets whatever there. The other red. Oh yeah, we don't get explosion anymore. We don't have the thief. I mean, we don't have the Titan. Oh, there's a few hero classes that do it. The Titan's one the better. Ooh, that wasn't enough to kill. Oh wait, it was. Never mind, yeah. It killed the other ones. Well, let's destroy it with that. That's enough to kill it off destroy, which is good. So let's repeat that again. Throw it down one last time, and he somehow dies like 3 skulls into 100's mark. And an ultra rare ingots. That's one step closer to getting another epic ingot. The rarest of them all somehow. Now we'll throw some gold, take a red. He'll just get himself mercied. We'll move that over. It's down again. Please have enough brown. Should be. Yeah, there we go. And it's enough gold as well, or not. Really? 3 off. Or 4, whichever way you look at it. At least they both die to that. And we can clean up. But that was bad. Luckily, Thief class coming in with the cleanup very easily. That's one of the few things that actually makes this somewhat good synergy with Key. You can damage it enough times off of extra turns that the Key lowers them to a state where you can actually kill it with the 7 damage, lowering them into kill range. If you hit it enough times. Move that over for now. Let it do whatever. Move that. Pick yourself a let's grab a brown, I guess. I feel like we need another egg before we move on. Doesn't seem like enough gold, but then again, Bonnie Rose will do her thing regardless. Oh, we'll go for it. Seems like it's enough now that we got that damage, and it is. Kills that. Luckily, it's not too relevant, and we get an egg to replace it. And then that egg will transform into baby dragons or what's his name, rogues or bandits. Oh, thank you, Starlight. Yep, finally got level 500 done. Never need to do it again, ever. It's never happening. What on earth is that team? Silent Sentinel, Mountain Crusher, and 2 Egg Thieves. That's an interesting team. Oh yeah, this team's a lot of fun to use. It reminds me of like Marilith teams actually, because she's the same color as Marilith. And can still get full board clear like a Marilith. Okay, you gotta transform, but once again, he actually hit on something irrelevant. That's nice. That should be enough damage. We'll go for it. Kill that out on first slot. Get rid of his barrier. Throw it down again, and kill it with anything. Yep, and there's our 15 gems, and we get another 12 once we get some amount more souls. I think we still need another 250 souls, but we passively get about 11 per battle. So we'll get it in several battles. But yeah, we don't need to go out of our way at all for 27 gems today. Always really convenient when you get those super easy ones that give a lot. Like the PvP ones in particular. Like get X amount of trophies or anything even remotely related to that. Also, Arena doesn't work for trophies in that regard too. It counts any trophies, not just PvP ones. But yeah, anytime it ever tells you to do something PvP related, it gives an absurd amount of gems for something that most people are probably already going to do. We'll be adding more over time. We'll be adding more of what over time? Okay, what do we need here? We'll grab ourselves the gold. Get the... let's take a red for now. See if we can get anything else rolling. Let's take that. The other red, get our brown that we need. Key it down. We'll just eye him here. He'll Shepherd kill. I think even. Oh, there we go. Bandit! There we go. Tank for us. And it was keyed again. Sunbird will do its thing. Should still be enough damage. Do you know what roughly is getting upgraded in treasure maps? Nope. We don't know a single thing about what they're upgrading in arena or treasure maps. We just know they will be upgrading them, finally, eventually. By upgrading them, I mean like they're planning on doing it within the next year. For all we know, it could be the last update of next year. But with sometime within the next year, they are looking into doing something to buff treasure maps and arena in some way, shape, or form to finally make them viable in late game again. What that will be, we have not the slightest clue at the moment, but we might know in time. All we know is it's definitely happening. It's just a matter of when it's happening. But don't expect it anytime soon. It's still a while away. Okay, we need to go get more gold. Let's take a bit of red for now. And that actually gives us that, so we'll go for it just to make sure we have enough damage. And it is, and we cycle it around again. Ooh, don't die. We need an egg. Protect us. Tank for us. And it was keyed again. Easy kill. And one more will do it if it doesn't keep reviving. But it probably will. Nope. And even if it did, we had an extra turn. Yeah, a lot of people have a lot of excess maps. Like absurd amounts of excess maps. Like 5,000 something maps. Oh, sorry, 6,158 maps is our current amount of maps. Also, we're technically farming maps right now indirectly. This key has a 10% chance, if I'm not mistaken, to give us a map. Let's see. Weapon upgrade. Yeah, 10%. No. Where'd it go? Yeah, 10% chance to give us a map. So if we didn't already have enough maps, we're technically farming maps right now at a rate of probably 30 per hour or so. Not a lot, but we're indirectly getting more. So you never know. We're collecting them for when we eventually need them. Who knows? Maybe it'll be really good loot to the point where we're actually going to bother doing them again. I don't foresee them actually buffing them enough to be viable. But I don't know. If they added vault keys to treasure hunt in any way, shape, or form, it would instantly become excessively viable to go do treasure hunt. They really need to add vault key chance into vault key. If they were to make any change, that is the change that needs to be done. It would make the most amount of sense. The fact that that isn't a thing is weird. Let's go take a red. Like literally the only thing related to vaults is the only thing that does not have a vault key on it. get a bunch of these gnomes do. Or all of the gnomes do. What's a good combo with egg? If you never, egg thief, you never thought it would be used like that. In fact, you didn't pay attention when it came out. Oh, it's only mainly used with Cedric's Spark Attack, and particularly with either Bonnie Rose, Bronzelock Pistol, or most ideally the new weapon off the new hero class from a few weeks ago, the Thief, using Skeleton Key. And that's what we're currently using now, and it allows us to double one-shot. I'll move that over, take a red, let it take whatever there. So it'll give us the last bit of brown, or not. Where's all the brown? I don't think there's enough brown for us to screw it. Okay, now there is. So assuming he doesn't do something weird. There we go. Grab all that mess. There's a kill. Might need an egg thief just for protection. We'll go to that. Get that down. Get our protection. Nice extra turn. Dead. One skull will kill it. And dead. Would you like to spend 4 treasure maps to add a plus 100% reward? So we could use 60 maps for a 1,500%? That's never going to happen. Or at least not in that ratio. There's no way they would give it that much bonus. It has been something discussed in the past, though. Being able to use multiple maps simultaneously for slightly better loot. Though it definitely wouldn't be at that ratio of them. It would be scaled back way lower than that. The amount of resources you could get per hour if that was actually possible would be insane. Yeah, it would pretty much be what Chalky said. Like some kind of absurd amount of maps just for like double the bonus or something. Is most realistically what it's going to be. Oh, please don't HP. No! Now he has enough to live. The second one. He wouldn't have without the buff. Wait, why did I do that? Oh, that's why we did it, because he revived. Strategy. And it just dies the extra 5 damage from the perk on the weapon. Okay, we'll get that down. Take a red. Oh, I gave him green off of it. Oh, what was this again? The link. Oh, you made a little reference thingy. Oh, cool. Very nice. Let's see. So as it for all the banners, all the trait stones, all the everythings basically that are color related. Really cool. Thanks for that. You always nice to see more resources coming out for the game. People have made so many external things to help out. It's really nice. These days I personally don't use too many of them though, just because I have most of them memorized. Hey, JZG, we found you. Wait, is he even here right now? Yeah, he is. We found you, JZG. Oh, you got 2 buff. Well, we already knew that. We'll go move that down. Get a gold. Get a key. It should be kill range, yeah. Oh no. Oh no, our key is frozen, so we lost our turn. Wait, how'd it get frozen? Oh, that's how. Really? You must be leveling that hero class. The only reason I could possibly think of why you'd be using that hero class. Also, are you almost done leveling all of them? I'm still only like slightly past halfway there, just because I haven't been doing it much lately. Because I've been focusing on Titan for everything else. And I'm probably going to have to switch back to Titan for next week too. Isn't next week Guild Wars? Because, yeah, we need Titan for that. Well, only some of the days. I guess we don't need it literally every day. We'll need Titan again once the next delve comes out, because we'll need it to run the next delve, just because it's more convenient than any other option. Because you can always use Titan in every faction with any weapon you want. Yeah, it's a pretty bad class. You're about 70% done. Yeah, I think I'm about 60%. Takes forever to do. I was doing it really heavily at first, but then kind of stopped for a while, but I guess we're kind of going back into the whole leveling them theme. It's something that needs to be done eventually, so I might as well get it done now than later. The main reason I wasn't doing it for a while was we needed Titan for so many things, mainly delves. But now we're at the point where we actually don't need Titan for delves anymore whatsoever. We are basically done with delves until next delve comes out next Friday. And even after that, we'll be done with that a few weeks after. Probably like 2 weeks after we'll be done with that delve. Then we go right back to trying to level everything else up. It's convenient to have them all maxed. It's also eventually going to be required for Kingdom Stars. So in order to not waste time at a later time, probably a good idea to get it done now. And anyone who hasn't even started on that grind, there's still plenty of time. There's like, you have like a year. You have like a whole year before that becomes super relevant. So still plenty of time to go do it. I was gonna get a summon, but luckily we have enough damage to kill it. Never mind, we'll kill him before he even gets it. Nor, it wouldn't have really mattered regardless though. A link to good Gems of War teams. I don't know if anyone has made a list anywhere of actual good teams. I know I cover videos on it, and I know people occasionally share like a team here or there. I don't know if anyone's actually bothered to compile lists, up-to-date lists of some of the best teams in the game for various things. Okay, what do we need? Go throw down that. Get our mana back up. Okay, apparently we're gonna get 1 billion thief kills in this battle. Yep, that's pretty much what's going on here. Or bandit, I mean. Yep, he has revived 100% of the time at the first lot. Even as we kill the final blow, it'll probably still revive. Yep, that time he got double. Look at him protect himself. It's only a matter of time. We'll break through. That is such an annoying concept. That eye with anything that summons the bandit thing. Okay, finally, he did not revive in first lot. We can hit him now. And now he dies. Oh no, he's gonna get a summon in the way. No! It begins again. Here we go again. Well, if we needed to rack up a bunch of kills for PvP on a given week, that would definitely be a way. Oh! That reminds me, the event objective this week is to do maps, isn't it? I think we're about to go have a map stream. We just finished the other task thing, and I almost completely forgot about that. Oh no. Do we do this? Do we do this? That's a lot of maps. I think we do it. We don't have anything else to do event-wise this weekend. Okay, it's time to suffer. No, it's not that bad. Treasure Hunt is quite a bit of fun for like the first several maps, and it gets tedious. But yeah, we got to go do a bunch of maps. It's like an absurd amount of maps. That's actually not too bad. It only takes an hour and a half. That would literally be the rest of the stream, though. We're probably not doing it for the rest of this stream, but I do want to get at least a decent chunk of it done, just so we don't have to do it later or tomorrow at some point. But yeah, let's just do the quick strategy and keep taking them immediately as possible. Oh, this Treasure Hunt is so weird without sound, because I can't hear the jingle noise thingy of the cascades or anything like that. I sometimes use that as an audio cue on when to actually move. But oh well. Move that. The other one. Grab that. Sure. There we go. The maps are good for your soul. Not quite. I doubt that. Maps are a good time waster though. They're something really good if you just need to waste like a little bit of time and you don't want to actually get into like doing PvP or anything. I feel like if you were actually playing this on mobile, this would probably be one of the things you would do a bit more often. I feel like if you're playing on PC, you would do it a lot less though. I wonder if they have data on that. I'm willing to make a bet that the usage of treasure hunt is way higher on mobile than it is on PC or any other platform. Because it's more suited for that kind of play. But if nothing else, at least we get to farm some gems too. Not only do we get it from the event objective, but in trying to do the event objective, we're going to get about 90 gems or so. Approximately, give or take about 20 or 10.
Extra turn.
And now the viewer count tanks. That's to be expected. But we have to get it done regardless, so it's just how it is this week. It is what it is.
Extra turn.
This was going to be a little bit of a shorter stream anyways, just because of no new content.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
What is this image of which you post? Hello, RapPF. Welcome. What is this image? Wait, what is the image? Where'd it go? Why did it not open? There we go. 241 EXP. Hundreds of bandits. Nice. Oh, that was against us as well. Wait, what defend team am I even using right now? I don't even know. I think it got changed to one of my actual teams. Actually, I might be using Skeleton Key as my defend right now. I'm not even certain. I need to go check that after this. I believe I have it set to one of my random teams, and now it keeps getting switched every time I switch that team. How's everyone today? I'm doing pretty good. Much better day than yesterday. Well, actually later in it was just a gloomy day yesterday was the main thing. It was like bright and sunny. Weather doesn't know what it's doing. It's some version of a skeleton apothecary? Oh, was that the previous team? Let me see. Which Skeleton Key team was this? Oh, this was Skeleton Key that we were using prior to Egg. Now let's set it as Egg. It's even more annoying than the other one. There we go. We have hit peak annoyingness. And there we go. We get 10 gems just for doing that. Very easy. And we get another 80, and we get another 8 gem keys physically. So let's keep working towards it. Slowly but surely, we shall get it done.
Extra turn.
No, it's not that bad. It takes about an hour and a half. It just seems a lot longer. If nothing else, we can hone our treasure hunt skills in preparation for the eventual map buff, so that they're actually viable and fun to do.
Extra turn.
Because these would be a lot more fun if I actually needed these resources. Like, I know on newer accounts, I actually enjoy doing maps just because they're worth doing. But it just doesn't seem as worth doing when we're on an account that has as many resources as we do. Because in early game, you get to use basically every drop you get. In late game, there's no need for all the trait stones. Oh, that does remind me of something too. And a lot of the other resources. But the Asurian did say that they might be adding something new to dump trait stones into. So all my preparation in evenly splitting all of my arcane trait stones may have not been for nothing. There's a good possibility that they will be adding some kind of dump for trait stones in the future. Ideally, they would do that for a lot of stuff that doesn't currently have a sink. But trait stones will be getting something in the future where you will be able to dump them all into. What it will be specifically, we don't have the slightest clue. But some kind of new feature will be doing that. So yeah, go get excess trait stones. Apparently they're actually still good. So if we see a 2x trait stone week, maybe we'll finally go and actually use the troop, because normally I ignore it every time because trait stones are useless to me. But give it about another several months, they might not be. We have no clue when that change is actually going to be implemented, but it's probably going to be implemented at some point, since the developer of the game basically confirmed it in one way or another. But that doesn't mean it gets added. They've semi-confirmed things before and it was never added, like a friends list. Unfortunately, because they ended up getting other priorities. It's something that they might still come back to, but that was probably one of the biggest ones, is something that they said would come in and then never came in. There was literally a button in the game for it for over a year, and then they removed the button. It's like, yeah, we're not doing this. Not yet. Complications. Yeah, move that over. I think they're going to overhaul the global chat and guild chat before they bother reworking the or trying to add a friends list. Hello, J-Vills, welcome. What did you miss? So far, pretty much nothing. All we've been doing is just using the skeleton key team. I got a bunch of passive gems from doing that. Other than that, we're trying to do the treasure hunt objective. It is a treasure hunt week, so figured I'd do this for once since we have no new content this weekend. Might as well do the actual objective. I was going to not do this, but since we have very little other things to do, might as well. Nice little break from normal content. Plus, it's already been reconfirmed that trait stones are needed, and this is one of the better ways to actually obtain trait stones. If you're just looking to gain no particular trait stone in particular, and just gain more trait stones in general, treasure hunt is one of the better locations for that. Specifically, speeding through treasure hunt at the quickest speed you could possibly do it at. It's not as quick as explore, but it's basically the second best method other than explore spam, challenge spam, and stuff like that. Also, they did mention that they are still looking into repeatable quests and repeatable challenges, hopefully for rewards that will actually be worth it, because he is aware that some kind of reward will need to be added to it to actually make it worth doing. But they are likely to implement that. It's something they've talked about for a while. They just haven't figured out how to implement it yet. But it is something that's probably coming next year as well. Actually, it's starting to get close to the end of the year. We're probably going to get like a speech soon. Sometime next month. I believe they normally do that sometime in December. Basically going over what their general plans are for the next year. They've already mentioned some of it already, but they haven't done like a single stream that really in-depth goes over it. But so far, we've gotten a gem on almost every map we've done so far. I am perfectly fine with that. If that keeps happening, that's about 60 gems per hour, give or take a few. On top of everything else we're getting from the event objective. It's not a horrible amount of gems. And if nothing else, that will go towards, I guess, next week's faction event. Because that will burn through, what, 510, is it? Or 410, I mean, to go get the new weapon. Also, I might try getting a deep pure faction onto the next faction that comes out, like a 300 or something. On most of them, I haven't been trying to go too far with it, but I think I will start going a little bit further. Because we might eventually be starting to reach a point where we actually need some of those factions renown in order to get a faction bonus early. Like if we end up getting the HP early or something like that. Because the more factions there are, the more beneficial having slightly higher renown on each one is. Because eventually the slightly higher amount of each one will give you an additional reward. It's going to take a lot of factions before you reach that point, probably like 6 or so. But we're getting close to that. That would only be 2 more factions, and we're getting another one next week.
Extra turn.
What did you miss? Exactly nothing. Yeah, this stream isn't going to be too eventful, unfortunately. Not much I can do about that. Not much we can do about that. It's actually one of the first Fridays in a very long time we've actually had nothing new come in. that we can even try doing.
Extra turn.
I'm starting to get so used to having that every Friday that it seems so weird when a Friday doesn't actually have it. What is the best Crypt Delve team for getting there? It's Rock Troll, Dragon's Eye, Megavore, and Arachnean Weaver. It's a little bit of an expensive team, but if you're referring to the absolute best, that is technically the absolute best, or at least of which I'm aware of. There's probably a few other teams you could build too. But the basic premise of it is Rock Troll into Dragon's Eye is the main premise of the team you would use. The other two troops can be pretty much anything to support that, though Megavore, Arachnean Weaver would probably be the better of the combos. Weaver for the magic to 0 and the summons, and the Megavore for the instant kill and armor tier if it becomes required. It's also really good at cleaning up the baby dragons, since that's now required as well. How many troops would you be able to give name of if you only would have the picture? Probably almost all of them? A good majority of them, probably 90% if I only had the picture. Though I say that and probably like the first 5 you give me, well, I'll get all of them wrong. No, but I probably know most of them. The biggest issue is the ones that are really irrelevant I probably don't know the names of. Like the ones that have been dead content for a while. Or not even the ones that have been dead content for a while. Probably more so the raid and evasions ones, I'd say I probably would mess up. Because a lot of those, I never need to learn their name. Because they're only viable for 1 week. But any normal troop that's actually even remotely viable for a while, I probably know its name. Challenge accepted. But yeah, as long as you don't do raid or invasion ones, I'd probably get a good majority of them. Just raid and invasions, I never bother to learn their names. Probably bounty as well. Things that get used for so few things that I don't bother to learn them. Oh, we got 21 glory for that. It's almost enough to go get another map. If you played maps legit, you actually can infinitely play maps with only one map. Because you'd get enough glory to be able to buy another map, and then just keep using that over and over again. You would need to be able to get 30 glory in a map to do that, which is manageable. You'd have to play it out seriously, though. Like, really seriously, to consistently do that. Though it's more realistic just to go and farm them. With a Tyree or something. How many of them would I say correctly? Oh, that's great. Probably 50% I would actually pronounce correctly. Maybe less. That's great. Use one map for a 24-hour... That would never happen. I couldn't even use one map for a 10-minute session. Because I'd probably fail the very first one.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
And it is possible to just get an unlucky map that doesn't happen to give enough resources as well. And that would happen pretty often. Hello, Uki. Welcome. Yeah, it is so much different playing Treasure Hunt without sounds.
Extra turn.
Feels so weird. Because even when I normally play it off stream, if I do play it off stream, which is very, very rare, unless I'm just throwing like 1 or 2 down, I'm normally playing it with the game audio, like the sound effects, but not the game music when I do Treasure Hunt. It's because the audio cue is pretty important.
Extra turn.
Yeah, I'll go find headphones between the streams today before I switch over to the other stream. Because we will be needing it for when we switch to a different game. Because there's no way we could play something like Mario Party without sound. There's even minigames that are specifically sound dependent. So speaking of that game, I actually made the top 20 global leaderboard earlier. I think it fell down to 24 at this point. But, yeah, we did good on one of them. I'm definitely not trying to go for top 10, though. That'd be way too hard on that game.
Extra turn.
Move that over. Take that down. I shouldn't say it's too hard. It mainly just requires an absurd amount of luck.
Extra turn.
We'll take that up. Grab that. The other one over. I think the other issue is, too, with connection. I still need to try to find a way to get a stabler connection. I'll need to look into that. I think one of the other things I need to go do, which I don't know why I haven't bothered doing it yet, especially since I actually got a new Ethernet cable for my Switch, but I didn't bother getting one for my actual computer. But the current Ethernet cable I'm using for my computer is like 5 years old. I don't know if that really makes any deterioration difference, if it actually has that kind of effect on it. But I should probably go replace it. Because if anything's messing up my connection, there's a possibility that that's actually what's causing it. What's the highest amount of turns you've ever gotten in a treasure map? Around 250. The mid 200s is the highest. I think like 260 or so. I have a screenshot of it somewhere, but the mid 200s is the highest I've ever bothered doing. Which is by no means the highest ever done. The highest ever done, I think, is over 1,000 or something. Some kind of absurd number. Did you play any Smash? I played every single Smash game except for the one on the Wii U, because the Wii U was the most pointless console that has ever been released in the history of time. But I've played every Smash except for the Wii U. The N64 one, the Brawl, what was the one before then? Wow, I can't even remember all their names, but the 1, 2, and 3, and 5, which is going to be Ultimate. But yeah, the one on the N64, the one on the GameCube, the one on the Wii, and now the one on the Switch, which I already have pre-bought and everything. We'll be playing it on the 7th after the Gems of War stream. I believe we're getting a new hero class that day. The Sunweaver, or not the Sunweaver, the one that counts as Taurus. It's probably not going to be that good, but it might finally be the thing that we need to bridge the gap of Tauruses not being useless in Gems of War. They have a lot of potential synergy, but they just don't have that one connecting troop, and Hero might finally be that one connecting troop it needs to properly make teams out of it. Oh yeah, Melee, that was it. You're correct. Thank you. It's pretty bad that I forget its thing. I'm probably going to completely need to relearn the game. It's been like 8 years since I've played any of them. But it'll be a fun experience. Does playing more PvP bring you up on people's opponents list more often? I don't think that has an impact. I'm actually not 100% certain. There's a lot of invisible values. That might be one of the things that determines into it, but I am not fully certain on that. I do know that you need to be active for it to actually get you on it more often, but I don't know if it really makes a certain amount of effect after a certain point. Like, would 1 hour per day make any difference compared to like 10 hours per day? I don't think it would. But for example, constantly logging on every day. Oops, chat went down for a second. 1 second. Stream went down. Come back! Stream, come back. Where'd it go? Sorry, we're back now. Okay, anyways, what was I saying? Let me actually go type into stream. Stream is back. What was I just talking about? Oh yeah, I don't know if it really makes a certain amount of effect as far as playtime, but I do know that logging in every day does have some effect on it. I believe it still updates on a weekly basis, but I believe it still checks daily login. I'm not fully certain on that. I know it definitely checks weekly login, but I believe at least logging in every day increases the chances some that you get seen, compared to not logging in every day. And definitely logging in every week is definitely required to be seen more often. But I'm pretty sure almost every single person that plays actively is logging in at least every week, or once a week. Probably more so every day. But beyond that point, I don't think the amount you play really has much of an impact on it. But you never know, it could. Probably something we'll never know. But yeah, the main reason why they kind of have it like that is because there was an issue at one point where it kept giving you opponents that weren't active for like months upon months. So they added conditions to it that check how active you are or on like a daily, weekly basis thing. And that's the only reason why that exists. It was pretty funny. Like at one point you would see metas from like several months ago just pop up. It's like, oh yeah, someone is like someone who's inactive just didn't switch their team.
Extra turn.
Hello, Moshi. Welcome.
Extra turn.
You only see defense results soon after playing PvP. What do you mean by that? The things that end up bringing up the notification, I still see that even if I don't play PvP. You don't specifically actively need to play PvP to show up in the roster thing.
Extra turn.
Or I shouldn't say that. I believe you need to play one battle. But beyond that, I don't think you need to do any more for the week for it to show up. And I think it actually checks the previous week as well. So as long as you played at least one the previous week, it would move on to the next week, showing you on the board. Your defend team has been invaded 747 times just this week? Well, you are number 1 on leaderboard, so maybe that does make an impact. Who knows? Oh, we got a pet we already have. Okay, let's claim a little bit more rewards. We're 1/4 the way there. Almost. Never mind. That's more like 1/5. Oh, no, it's almost 1/4. Actually, that is 1/4. Yeah, we've been using Skeleton Key for the first half of the stream. Now we're trying to get Treasure Hunt completed, mainly to get the event objective done, which is the main thing we're prioritizing right now. Actually, we might be able to get it done this stream. We're an hour in. Well, a little bit more than an hour. But we're a little more than an hour in. We'll probably go for another hour and a half, which means I believe we will get this done. Let's do that. Let's make that a goal. We're not ending this stream until we get this done. We're making this a treasure map stream, apparently. We're using all the maps we've gained from Skeleton Key to go and open that. I should change that to the title. Using Skeleton Key's maps. But anyways, actually, I believe this is the first event since Skeleton Key got released. So basically, every map that we've gotten from Skeleton Key, we're basically just using right now. That's essentially what we're doing. So we're still using Skeleton Key, see? Kind of, indirectly. Oh yeah, I didn't bother checking that. That's one of the things I came out here to do. Let's see, how many times have we been invaded? Only 26. So maybe your activity does affect it some. Oh, you know what would probably affect it? You know what? Your activity affect it, or probably indirectly. You know what would actually do it? The more people you fight, the more people will have you show up as revenge. And the more people that have you show up as revenge, more people are going to fight you. Because people will go for the revenge battle instead of a different battle. So I guess even if they don't change the matchmaking in that you would show up more often, it would still change it in the fact that more people would choose you over other options because it counts as revenge. So regardless of if it directly impacts it, yes, playing more actually would affect it, because the more people you invade would give you more people would show up as revenge, and the more people you show up as revenge for, the more likely people are to choose you as a battle, simply because they would get twice the gold for doing so, plus the extra glory and everything. I don't know why I didn't notice that earlier, but yeah, that's probably the main thing that actually contributes to that, more so than the matchmaking itself. Because obviously everyone goes for the revenge. Very rarely would you not, and that's mainly in early game when you can't actually defeat them. But when you're in late game and you can defeat literally anything, it's you always go for the revenge over the non-revenge. I think the only time I ever don't do that is if I'm doing a video where I need to see a real team and the revenge battle's like a firebomb or something. It's about the only time I don't really take a revenge. That or if the meta is very annoying at a given time. Sometimes there's really absurd defend teams that are too annoying to ever fight. Though, we haven't seen anything like that recently for a while, but it does pop up occasionally. Normally it's Goblin teams, but Freeze, ever since Freeze has come into the game and Gob Trumper, that has basically neutralized that. Haha, giving back to the Gems community by giving them a bunch of revenge that give them more resources. One way of looking at it. It's kind of funny that invading someone actually helps them. In every other game ever, it actually is a disadvantage. But in Gems of War, it's actually beneficial to the person being invaded for you to invade them. Doesn't make much sense, but at least it makes it so people don't get angry. Move that. Take the other thing. And 2 more moves. Move the other one. There. Oh, we're getting plenty of trait stones. The only problem is they're all like minor trait stones because we're not getting any of the bigger ones. This is a pretty bad location to try getting bigger trait stones though. Explore spam is always the best location for it. But if nothing else, at least we get to stock up on smaller ones. Who knows? Maybe they'll be useful once they finally add more things to sink trait stones into. And hopefully they'll eventually make a sink for everything, so that we can actually use all these useless resources we've been accumulating. One of the most interesting ones I'm really surprised they didn't add a sink for is pet food. They added like this whole pet system, but then they didn't add a sink for the pet food itself, which I still find weird to this day. I still don't understand why they haven't. There's so many different ways they could do it. I feel like the most viable way would be have a 1-week bonus that you can get that basically gives them another 1 times multiplier. So if they're currently at 2.5 times, you can feed them X amount of their colored food or white pet food if you want to go use that, if you don't have the colored food. And then for that week, they will gain a 1 times higher multiplier. It wouldn't be overpowered, and it would give away to sink food, and you could choose how you wanted to use it. And you'd still have a way to feed your pets. Or something like that. It just seems really weird that there's no way to do it. Also wish there was a way to craft pets out of food, because there's no other way to do it other than just gem spamming, though that's probably by design, but the first idea is more realistic, since it would still leave the gem sink in there. Though it would be nice to have both. Now we'll take that down, grab that over, take the other thing. What class are you using for Skeleton Key? I'm currently using Thief, but that's mainly because I'm leveling Thief. Otherwise, it'd basically just be standard Titan. Very rarely do you switch out of Titan. But Thief, one really nice thing about using it with the actual hero class is it does 7 damage per extra turn to the final slot. Or, you know, board extra turn, 4 times, 5 times matches. And that allows you to do a slight amount of damage concentrated onto last slot, so that it actually dies to key. Because sometimes things in late game are outside the range of key kill. Earlier on in the game, you'd probably never have that issue, but as well as in mid game. But later in the game, it comes out up a lot where you don't have the damage. So having Thief as your hero class, the extra turns will normally do enough damage to bring at least the last slot into kill range. And they could just kill first slot with the destroy off the egg thief. Or just random skulls that fall, either or.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
Yeah, no problem. And if anyone else has any other questions, just let me know. As that's one of the main things we're doing right now, just answering questions, pretty much. Other than just grinding the maps. Grinding the maps into gems. But more so into the event objective gems. Which I guess technically gives us actual gems, because we're getting gems from that, as well as gems from the rewards eventually. It's 80 gems and 8 gem keys, which overall isn't really that bad. I think it's worth the time. 80 gems and 8 gem keys for an hour and a half of doing maps. Plus we're still getting all map rewards, which is about 90 gems on top of that. So in about an hour and a half, we'll get the total amount of resources of 8 gem keys, some other scraps, and, well, it's mainly 8 gem keys, and, let's see, how many gems would that be? And 170 gems. That's not too bad.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
So that total, what does that come out to total? I guess it's not exactly like a treasure gnome event though. But that total, if you break the 8 gem keys down to 9 each, that comes out to 72, right? Yeah, 72. Math. So 72 and 72 onto whatever number I just said earlier, 90. No. Onto 170. So that would be 242 gems for an hour and a half. That's not too bad. That's at least a decent amount. Plus we're still getting all the gold, the souls, the trait stones, and other stuff that isn't really too useful, but still somewhat useful. The gold and soul amount's pretty trivial though, compared to actually farming it. They're both about like 1/5 or 1/10 the rate of actual farming methods for those two resources. I think it's like, what, 3,000 souls and about 20,000 gold per hour, which is about, yeah, about 1/10. In the case of the souls, probably even less than 1/10 of the actual good farming rate. But that's not the main reason you would do this with game mode 4. Mainly the gems and whenever it tells you you have to do it, like this week.
Extra turn.
I guess technically we don't have to. There's been many weeks where I've actually just skipped not doing it. But that's mainly when we had a lot of stuff to do for the weekends. This weekend, not so much. As far as Gems of War is concerned. But move that over, move the other one over. Grab that, get all that going. Get all that mess, move that, move that.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
Not much, then beat the skeleton key. Crazy. Oh yeah, it's probably one of the better teams that's been available for a while. Skeleton key related teams. I still haven't covered a video on that. I really need to. I've covered it on stream like multiple times, but I still haven't done a video on it. Probably do that later this weekend. Definitely need to do it before the end of the week while what's her name is still available.
Extra turn.
I kind of covered it on Monday, but should probably dedicate a whole video to it,
Extra turn.
just because of how relevant it is. And we're using all of the maps from it right now.
Extra turn. Extra
Okay,
turn.
move that, move that. All that we can keep there. Want to keep the bigger chests because they're more loot. Or the smaller chests, I mean, because they're more loot separated than they are together. Oh no, we got a red chest. The dreaded red chest. It better give us a gem key. Oh, never mind. It doesn't even have gem keys. It better give us a glory key. Nope, it gave us glory instead.
Extra turn.
Yeah, the 7% instant kill, while it's normally does nothing, the one time it does trigger in like every few battles, it's pretty convenient. And I believe it is possible to double trigger it in the sense that you only get one instance of it triggering. Like for example, if you kill with skeleton key and you kill 2 simultaneously, you only get one 7% chance. But I believe you get a new 7% chance for the 7% chance you get. So you kill something with 7%, but I'm pretty sure that 7% that you just killed also gives you another 7%.
Extra turn.
But the skeleton key unfortunately can't double kill that way. Or quad kill, I mean. It can only triple kill. And that it will double kill and then get one single 7% roll. But I guess actually it could quad kill. Because yeah, you would get double kill, you get one 7%, and then that 7% gives you a new 7%. Though the chance of that happening would be very slim. I don't know if I've even gotten that once. And if I did, probably only once. With other hero class stuff. Because we were doing it with Thief a little bit. Not exactly Skeleton Key, but similar teams to that.
Extra turn.
Yeah, I would consider that to be one of the better perks, even though it's very inconsistent. Just because it's kind of like a little mini Megavore on top of any team.
Extra turn.
And it does stack with Megavore as well, if you wanted to use it with it. I don't know if you'd ever really bother doing that, but it does stack. Actually, almost, surprisingly, almost everything in this game does stack. Very, very few things don't. For a second, I thought we were almost going to gain a level, but I forgot we don't gain a single piece of EXP during this. Which is actually really good for early game because it allows you to keep a lower level for a little bit longer. But then again, keeping a low level isn't as good as it used to be. At one point, it was like insanely overpowered to keep a low level for a long duration of time. But these days, they've added so much new content to higher level stuff. Like actually having a higher hero level as far as like masteries and weapons and other various stuff. That it's kind of better just to go and level already. Because you don't get penalized as much as you used to for leveling quickly. Which is good, because most people do level quickly early on. Because a lot of people who are playing super casually, the first thing they're most likely to do is go through a bunch of quests. But that is actually the worst thing you could do when first starting out in the game. Because it levels you insanely quick while giving you almost nothing for reward. It's the quickest way to level in the entire game, though it's pretty limited, which is doing all the quest lines. But it gives almost no reward in return, other than a few epics and a few hero classes. But you only need one good hero classes, and almost no kingdoms have good epics, except for a few noteworthy two, like Merlantis for Azura, Forest of Thorns for Rowan, and that's about as far as the list goes. That's pretty much the full list.
Extra turn.
Like 1 trophy per 10 turns. I don't know if they would ever actually add trophies for this. I feel like they're going to completely overhaul that system before they bother adding trophies to everything. They've made many mentions on reworking it. They even said they were going to do it this year, but they never did. I believe they're doing it early next year or something, and if they're still even planning on doing it at all. But they did mention last year and earlier this year that sometime this year they would do it, and then recently they said that they're postponing it to at least next year, early next year at the earliest. But we were supposed to get a PvP rework of some sorts, and that would probably overhaul the trophy system or do something to them. It's been in place since day one of the game. It's been revamped in some ways over time, but it's never been completely overhauled yet.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
One of the main ones that they said they were going to do for it is seasonal things. Kind of like the leaderboards we have now, except for only lasting for 1 week. It would last for a month or 3 months. And then it would reset completely, and then you'd be able to go try claiming rewards again. I believe one of the main reasons they didn't implement it was because it would be free resources without any kind of sync. Because PvP doesn't cost anything and gives you a lot. They have to be really careful if they ever do revamp something like that, though. Because PvP is probably one of the biggest endgame things that people tend to just do for hours on end. So it could be very controversial if they rework something too hard in a bad way. Sigil system for PvP. No, that would never happen. Let's see, move that over. What else do we need? How much EXP do you need to go up a level? That varies from level to level. The higher your level, the more it requires. Also, once you get past level 1000, it starts to require a lot more EXP. I believe most of the levels from level 50 all the way until 1000 cost the same amount of EXP, or almost the same amount of EXP. But then it starts to sharply increase once you get post 1000. And of course, the first levels initially, like 1 to 50, are like super quick. Nowhere's in the game does it actually show you your EXP bar, like the number of EXP you need to the next level. I don't know why that is. The value is tracked, but it doesn't display anywhere where the player can see it. There's been glitches in the past that have shown it, mainly on console. But there has never actually been a display of the EXP tracker in-game. I don't know why. It's even more confusing, because at the end of every battle, it tells you how much EXP you got. But nowhere does it actually show you your EXP bar, which doesn't make much sense. Like, you would either have no numbers or you'd have both the numbers shown. It's weird that one number shows, but the actual total value shows nowheres in the game. It's really strange. I still don't understand that. But it is what it is.
Extra turn.
Oh, thank you, Chad. You left early assuming I'd lose. Really? We never lose. No, just kidding. That took way too many attempts. I think that was like our 40th or 50th attempt or something. It took way too many. Well, we finally got it done. And it's over now. It will no longer haunt our dreams. No. But it's probably the only 500 pure faction I'm ever doing. I might consider doing the other ones eventually. But after doing that one, I have no intention for a while, that's for sure. Not to mention, we need the treasure build up as well. Every single other one that currently exists will need to upgrade the treasure for sure. Probably All-Seeing Eye next. Yeah, actually, I'll probably wait till next faction for sure. For two reasons. One is I need to throw my treasure at next faction and make sure that gets maxed immediately. But the other main reason is I want to make sure that we actually have enough treasure. Because that will be a problem. That's the main thing we need to actually upgrade it. But you never know, the new faction could actually be easier than any of the current ones. Though it could also be harder. Depends on the layout, depends on what the troops are, depends what they finally balance it at.
Extra turn.
Wait, what about the event keys? I was trying to read back to understand what you meant by that from the Wii meme. Also, if anyone else still has any other questions, just let me know. Also, once we reach the halfway point, I'll give out a redeem code. Actually, we might already be at the halfway point. I should probably double check. But mainly, we're just using all the maps from Skeleton Key at the moment. Mainly for the purpose of getting the event objectives done. And once we reach halfway on the event objectives, we'll give out a redeem code. Which I think we just hit. So let's double check. Nope, almost. We need like 3 more maps and we'll be halfway there. That's not too bad. I think I make it out to be a lot worse than Atchy is. We'll move that. Take that over. I think it's actually a lot easier to do when we know there's nothing else to do. Like, if I knew there were treasure gnomes going on right now, I'd obviously not be doing this or something else. But since we know there's nothing else, it's actually quite relaxing. Maybe it's just also because we got delves done. Everything is relaxing now that we got level 500 delves done. Move that, move that. Take the other thing there.
Extra turn.
31 turns. Yeah, I know. I get some pretty bad maps sometimes. I'm deliberately just taking whatever I first see, obviously. There's no point in playing maps correctly. Hopefully when they do a rework to maps, they'll make it so it's actually worth doing them correctly again. I think that's one of the main reasons why they're actually reworking it too. Because they probably see that most people are doing literally what we're doing right now. It's the most efficient way to play maps, is to speed through them as quickly as humanly possible. You don't actually play maps anymore. It's not time efficient. Between 4 times speed and the rewards that they give, this is the most efficient way of doing it. Just take the first move you see and then keep doing that. Doesn't even matter if it's an extra turn or not. You just want to get the map done as quickly as possible. And then just keep cycling through it. It's more about how quickly you can take a pair more so than how well you actually do on the board. I know, it ruined everything. There we go, 41. Can you do a random key? Glory gem. Oh yeah, we haven't done those for a while. Like the random key, or the random troop challenge things. Those are always pretty fun. I guess we could do one real quick. As soon as we reach the halfway point. Which should be this map, assuming we hit at least, I think we only need to hit 30. Which should be manageable. Shouldn't get that bad of a map, hopefully. We'll find out in a moment. No, we should be fine. We remove that. Yeah, we're already in the point where we just need like 1 more extra turn, or 2 more. It should just naturally happen out of nowhere. Like right there. And another one. And another one. And another one. And another one. And somehow we managed to go all the way up to... oh, no, we didn't. Ah! I was going to say all the way up to 40. Oh, come on, we were 1 away. Oh, anyways. That should be halfway. Yeah, slightly more than halfway. Actually, the whole map was slightly more than halfway. But let's go give out a code. And yeah, let's go do a random troop challenge real quick. We'll do it off of... we don't have any key that we specifically need to open. So I guess we'll just do some glory keys. It'll hurt us the least. Well, actually, technically gold keys would, but I need to save my gem keys. We are really low on gem keys. We are way too low on gem keys. I think we'll just do it where we keep opening keys, and the first 4 we get, we just build into a team. And just see what we get out of it. Hopefully something not horrible. But let me mark that so we know we used it. Save it. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of everything. And put that into the code section. If it'll let me. Boom, boom. Save. Good. Boom, boom. Put that in there. Good. Copy the entire thing. And there it goes. There's the game code. You use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu or whatever your games is there. Redeem codes over in chat over there as well as right up there. And it gives the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, and 2,500 gold. Let's go use those 2 gem keys. I mean those 2 treasure maps. But yeah, let's go do some glory keys real quick. See if I can actually remember them off the top of my head. We got a mermaid. Wait, what? Oh yeah, you're the invasion troop. Mermaid. Okay, I'm gonna need to write that down. Let's see, mermaid. Domovoy. I would never remember that. That's one of those troops that I would probably get the name wrong of. Moneylender. This is gonna be a weird team. It's gonna be a really weird team. And Thorn Knight. Well, apparently we're maining Thorn Knight. Thorn. Okay, that should be enough to remember him. So, what on earth is this team? Let's go through on none of that. That would all be too strong. Something mid-range. Something mid-range that's not awful. Hello, mid-range teams. Do you exist anymore? That's a thief team. This is mid-range enough. It's Dragons Week. Let's see if we can kill dragons on a Dragons Week with some kind of team. So let's go do what we have. Probably gonna fail, but we'll see what happens. So what on earth is this team? We got ourselves a... it is a really weird team. Okay, I guess we put Domovoy in 3rd. So it comes out to Mermaid, Thorn Knight, Domovoy, Moneylender? Or Moneylender's probably in front of the Domovoy. Okay, why is this not loading? Troop menu, why won't you load? Oh, let's drink water. There we go. Okay. So, what do we need here? We need Thorn Knight. We need Mermaid. What's your other things? Oh, too bad they weren't rogues. That'd make things a lot easier. We need Moneylender, who might actually go in first slot, actually. Yeah, you're going first. And we need the Domovoy guy, who I'm actually going to put in front of that. There we go. Okay. Oh, we actually get to cover every color. Look at that. We got a random troop team that actually covers everything for once. And I believe we go for +1 blue, +1 something into Thorn Knight. Wow, we have almost nothing that does damage. But yeah, blue, I guess a blue-green. There it is. Where'd it go? Right there. Okay, let's go with a blue-green. I think that'll be fine. So let's see what happens. Probably gonna lose, but we'll give it a shot. All those dragons have 20% this week too, making this even harder. So move that over. Take a skull because every skull kind of Oh, you were using Titan as well. If it wasn't. Oh, no, you're not. Never mind. You're using Dragon Guard. You just start with a barrier. I saw barrier and just automatically assumed Titan. Oh, we actually get to target? Oh, nice. I thought it was random. Let's go for KrissTigger first. I'm not sure if I'm going to regret that. Wow, that's a lot of damage. I forgot what not having a real tank is like. Let's see. Yeah, I think we already lost. They even get a entangle on it in time. Which would have been one of the few things that would have kept us in the battle. Also has Divinia, I could just keep cleansing it. Yeah, I think we lose. We're gonna lose! Team's slightly too strong. Almost any team against something like this would be slightly too strong. See if we can get at least one kill. If I don't give it that, we might be able to. But no, we already died. The skull and then it skulls us back. Oh no, he didn't go for it. Come on, get a kill, get a kill. You got this. You're almost there. Come on, find a bunch of skulls. Get entangled. There you go. You got this. Thorn Knight, you're almost there. Just get one more kill. How can we get all of our mana? We can move that. We can take this purple into a skull into a Thorn Knight. Boom! You got this. There we go. We claimed one kill. We won. Good job, Thorn Knight. You killed the hero. And that's all you get. Oops, I could have taken that skull. But oh well. It's not going to even remotely matter. And yeah, that's kind of to be expected. It happens though. It happens. The biggest issue with trying to do one of those is trying to figure out a team that's actually like mid-range enough to actually do it. Because you sometimes get those like ridiculously hard ones that just like complete wipe. But you also get those somewhat too easy ones. Like if we were to go and do this team against like this, we'd obviously win. We already know with a 100% chance we'd win just because we have way more stats. And it doesn't matter what those 4 troops are, it would win. But it's hard to find something like right in between that actually works out nicely for it. Because there's a lot on each spectrum of like either way too weak or way too strong. But anyways, we're halfway done with maps. Let's keep working towards that. If anyone else has any other questions or anything, let me know. Also, hello, Rain Pro Dash. Welcome.
Extra turn.
And no problem for the code, everyone. If anyone still has any other questions or anything, let me know. Otherwise, good majority of the rest of the stream will be trying to get maps done. Did the codes work on Xbox? Unfortunately not. It does not work on either console version. It works on every version of the game except for Xbox One and PS4. Are the only 2 versions it does not work for. I wish they would release the game on Nintendo Switch. Now that I have a Switch, like I already wanted them to do that. But now that I have a Switch, I really want them to actually release it on Nintendo Switch. Like I don't currently actually go out with my Nintendo Switch at all. But if they were to add it onto Switch, I probably would. But yeah, I keep the Switch docked most of the time. For the most part. Very rarely do I actually take it out. Mainly because I'm concerned about it getting damaged. I mean, I actually got a screen protector for it soon too. I might even get a case for it. Just so nothing weird happens to it. Because I don't think there's any really decent way to replace it. I don't think they sell just the screen thing separately yet. They probably will eventually. Also, I believe they're coming out with a new version of the screen too next year. So I personally don't use it for its screen ever. That's what I bought a TV for. That's my screen. Don't need a miniature screen when we could just put it up to 1080p or even 4K if we wanted to on a big screen. Actually, I don't even think it can do 4K, the Switch. But at least a 1080p is what that screen is. I don't really need higher than that. It works. It does what it needs to do. You could get a cheapo tablet if you want to go on the go. Well, I don't even need to ever get a tablet. That's what the Nintendo Switch is for. But no, as far as playing Gems of War on the go, yeah, that would technically serve that purpose, but that would be literally the only thing I would use it for, unfortunately. And it wouldn't be worth it just to get a tablet for that purpose. So far, this map's going pretty good. Until I ruined it. It's like, as soon as I say that, it's like, nope. There we go. Also, I might need to go get that level before we end this stream. That is bothering me that we haven't gained a level. Keeps staring at me like, go get the level. Go get it. Go get it.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
Gems of War on everything. It pretty much is. It's on every mobile version. It's on Amazon. It's on Steam. It's on PS4 and it's on Xbox One. The Nintendo Switch is basically the only thing it's not on.
Extra turn.
Unfortunately. It's like one of the few things I have. It's not on it.
Extra.
But you never know. They might eventually consider it. I wish they would. I guess the platform isn't really the crowd that the game would appeal to, though. Well, you never know. I don't even think there's a single game of this game's genre even on it yet. So if they were to ever get on it, they'd hold the monopoly of match 3 games on the Switch.
Extra.
I don't think there's a single other one on it at the current moment in time.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
You have more of your story to post on the forum. Should you keep going? Oh, sorry. I didn't see the first part of it. Oh, the story. Oh, yes. Yeah, you should probably still keep going with it. I don't see why not. I didn't actually get to read the first part yet, but I definitely need to. I didn't realize you actually posted it.
Extra turn.
Yeah, I'll need to go double check that later.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
For a second, I thought you said like in chat, but yeah, you're talking about in the forum when you were gonna post that thing.
Extra turn.
Yeah, they're always fun to read. How many mythic pets do I have? I believe I'm at about 20 something. Though we did get another one last night when we got the what's his name maxed? The Boo. It's not actually called Boo, but that's why I named it. I keep forgetting its normal name. It's like Minaret something. The ghost. The pet that looks like a ghost sheet.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
Yeah, let's go double check. I'm actually curious on that too. Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd probably say 27. That's how many pets are there total, and I can probably guess it based on that. 23 is how many I have maxed. Let's see how close that is. That's not what I'm looking for. Rarity. Let's see, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, nope, only 20. Yeah, we're only at 20 pets maxed. We have quite a few that are really close, though. That one only needs 1. That one needs 4, 3, 2, 5, 4. But yeah, we currently only have 20 maxed. Still got a ways to go on them. But it'll all come in time. I'm in no rush to really get them there. It's a while before you need level 20 pets for anything. And also, most of them, you only need 1 maxed, I believe, per kingdom. And the nice thing is, most of the initial pets were already covering a kingdom. So, actually, you don't need it for factions. But, like all of these, we already pretty much have 1 maxed because there was one from ages ago. So things like Blackhawk already maxed, Blade of the Lands almost there already, Bright Forest already got it. So a lot of the ones that we need to get, they were already released pretty much immediately. So it's going to be ridiculously easy to get them. Troglodyte, we only need 4 more, and so on and so forth. But basically a good majority of them, even ones that were a little bit later. Okay, never mind, Druxium doesn't have a single one yet. That one's going to be a little bit annoying. But it's really far from even getting 10 stars, let alone getting far enough that it needs a pet. But a lot of these already had like really early pets that by the time they actually become relevant, they are going to be maxed because they've been released for so long. What am I doing? It's not what we need. We need treasure hunts. How close are we on rewards? We're 1 step away from 150 gems, and then we just need to finish the other ones. So you go back to maps. Ugh. Okay, we'll take that down, take our gold. Grab the other thing there. What is the best way to trigger a pet rescue? Have everyone in your guild constantly play PvP until you get one. And then have people in your guild save the pet for when you already have a pet. And have them immediately get another pet active as soon as the first pet expires, and coordinate when your guild when exactly that is. Generally, the absolute best method is treasure gnome events, because you can basically perpetually always have a pet very easily. You can do that always, but it takes coordination with your guild and having several actually actively farming PvP. But it's easiest during a pet event. I mean, during a gnome event. We had one 2 weekends ago. They're approximately occur once every month. So sometime soon, definitely before Christmas, we should have another one. Apparently we got mail. What did we get mail for? It should have been a legendary task for someone in the guild. Oh, let's go claim our 50 gems. Yep, exactly so. Hey, a Tesla. We don't need more Tesla, though. No more Tesla needed. We probably have like 30 copies of her.
Extra turn.
Now that I say that, I want to know how many copies we have of her. Probably somewhere around 30. She hasn't been all around for a very, very long time, so it's not an absurd number, like almost over 100. It should still be a decent number.
Extra turn.
Yeah, second Friday of December.
Extra
So basically 1 month from now.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
A little bit less.
Extra turn.
Yeah, it doesn't fall exactly like once every month, but it's approximately once every month. Why did I take that? I could have taken it 5 times. At least we get to keep more chests there. A little bit more glory. So I think we need the... I don't know. Which one do we even need more? Gems or glory? I don't even know at this point. Relative to the amount that we get from them. Okay, now I need to know. How many Teslas do we have? I originally said 30. And the verdict is... We're on Urfus L. Only 15. Only. That's enough to go remax her 2 more times. 2.5 more times. Or 2 more times and still have 3 copies of her. Not like you would ever run multiple of her, though. 1 is the most you'd ever run of her. There isn't a single team in the game where you'd bother going more than one.
Extra turn.
One of the few troops that's actually safe to upgrade when you only have one copy of it. There's just quite a few troops out there that you can get away with doing that. But you do have to be careful whenever ascending something that you don't accidentally get rid of more copies than you actually need. Because even though you can ascend something to Mythic at a given time, you might need 2 or 3 copies of it in a certain team for whatever purpose. What was the troops you had on your key team? It's, it was this, Cedric Sparklesack, Egg Thief, Skeleton Key, and Greed. Throw Greed immediately. Get full mana on Egg Thief. Go from there. Okay, plan B, throw that first. And actually at this point, I might as well just keep going key spam before I even get her up. Hopefully that's full mana. Oh, I could have just ended it. Oops. Hopefully he doesn't kill us with Infinite Infernus. No, but he did get a kill. But that's the team. Oh, the actual specific troops are Cedric Sparklesack, which is from Vault Keys. Egg Thief, which is available for 300 glory this week. Skeleton Key, which is 250 wins off of Thief class. And Greed, which is a rare that you should just have laying around somewhere. You do need it fully traded, but it's a rare, so it's pretty cheap to fully trade manually. Move that over. Get herself the egg down. Get key. I'll do that just to make sure it's enough damage. Get the cycle again and key it down again. And we get a map. Let's go use that map. Ah. Back to the map grinds. But we're almost there. We're on the last stretch. We only need, what is that? 93 more. Good enough.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
What banner? Any reason to save white pet food? No. You can use it pretty much whenever you want. There's currently no real use for any of the pet foods other than upgrading, so might as well use it immediately. I was initially just for fun, but then I stopped because it was a waste. Just bother saving them.
Extra turn.
And what banner was I using for that? It's a, there's a couple of different ones you could do, but +2 brown, +1 red, -1 purple. Though the specific one I was using was +2 red, +1 brown, -1 purple. But either of those two banners would work. Depends which way you want to play the team. Either for quicker, quicker key or quicker egg thief.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
What's nice about the quicker egg thief version of it though, with the +2 red with the +1 brown, is it does allow you to still 2-turn both of them. Whereas the other way around does not allow you to 2-turn both of them. But the downside of having it without the +2 brown is if you're specifically just trying to get the key up, it takes longer. If you have it set to the +2 red, +1 brown instead of the +2 brown, +1 red.
Extra turn.
Oh, that was only a 25. I need to make sure they at least do 30. Anything less than 30 is a complete waste because that is barely any. From a resource perspective, it's nice, but from a trying to obtain event gems quickly perspective, we should be getting at least 30 per map if we can. If we can help it. There we go, that will be much better. So much commentary. Not much to say about maps. There are a bunch of gems, they move, and that's it. That's pretty much treasure hunt. Moving treasure, upgrading into bigger treasure.
Extra turn.
But we need it for the fun key opening we'll eventually have with the next mythic that's coming out. The mythic itself isn't going to be fun, but obtaining it will be. No, next mythic's, I don't know, it's kind of a weird one. It's basically an AoE that does more damage when there's a storm. And it's cool, like troops that specifically boost ratio off of having a storm. But the biggest issue is it's just not enough damage. It's going to be too weak compared to Guard's Avatar and other options. And when you're comparing it to too weaker than at Guard's Avatar, you have a problem. Oh, how is the dating going on lately? Interesting, to say the least. Oh no, that's hard to really explain. It's complicated, though aren't they all? Okay, we'll go and move that over. Hello, Acicia. Welcome. Two Tesla from Legendary Tasks this week. Wait, have we gotten two? I didn't even notice the other one. I think I might have cleaned them all at once and didn't bother looking at it. Well, at least everyone has Tesla now. Rule 1 of Treasure Hunt. Always pick either an extra turn or something that changes at least 2 treasures. Rule 2. If one is impossible, calls a cascade. Pretty much. Though there's only really one rule for speed doing treasure hunts, and that is constantly have your cursor over top the next move and just keep moving. That's pretty much the way you obtain the event gems and what we're doing right now. We're not actually trying to play them legitimately, which is why we're doing so awful at them. The point of this is to take moves as quickly as you possibly can so that you get event gems as quickly as you possibly can, which will result in getting this done as quickly as we possibly can.
Extra turn.
Ellen, that did not turn into the storyline you expected. Well, I'll have more information on that in the near future to talk about. It's just there isn't really, nothing much has been really happening with it lately. There's not too many things to really mention. But no worries, mention it again in like a month or so. We'll have way more to say on it, maybe even a few weeks. But no, it's mainly been pretty uneventful lately, which is why there's not much to say on it. What would you do without your guilds? Well, it's always good to get into a decent guild just so you'd have the spare amount of resources. Every guild pretty much does that, though of course the more endgame guilds do it at a higher rate. Though I say that, and still only like, I think 2% of guilds actually have legendary tasks. Actually, what is it currently? Go check it. View all achievements. I keep saying like a lot of guilds have it, but I believe it's still like 2% or less. Let's see. It is... That's not how you check. That's also not how you check. Where's the thing? Oh, excuse me. What's with these hiccup burps things? Okay, there is... Wow, I'm surprised that's so little as well. Raise an underworld treasure hoard to level 50? Why is that so low? I don't understand that one. Also, whoa. That's the rarest one? Feed a pet to level 20. That's another one I wouldn't have expected to be so low. How do so few level 1000s have a pet to level 20? Anyways, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this one. 2.5%. Complete all guild tasks in a given week. Basically, any guild that's doing that is decent. But that's still really low, 2.5%. And that's not even 2.5% of all guilds. It's just 2.5% of all people who've claimed it, which means less than 2.5% of guilds. It's just the amount of people that have done it. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily still in a guild that does it.
Extra turn.
So more so, it's probably like 2% of guilds, if even that.
Extra turn.
But yeah, I'm really surprised to see that the pet one's the lowest out of everything. It just goes to show how many people got the glitch as well. What should actually be the absolute lowest, 100%, if it was actually working correctly, is that one where you have to go get 2,500 renown. Where'd it go? It's not actually the hardest achievement because they didn't code it correctly initially. Well, apparently it's actually a pretty easy one. Where'd it go? Hiding from me. It shouldn't be that far up. Where's the 2,500 rating one? Why can I not find it? It's in here somewheres. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. 0. Okay, never mind. But still, that's definitely not the actual full amount, I don't believe. 0.5%. There was for a while where 2,500 total renown gave you this achievement. But if this was actually working correctly from day one, it would probably be the rarest achievement in the game. And probably eventually will be the rarest achievement once people catch up on the friends thing. Or on the pet thingy. But this was the one that we just finished last night. Getting the 2,500 for a renown, or for a single faction. It is so ridiculously hard. And annoying. Mainly this takes a lot of attempts. But I guess from a time factor, it's not too bad. Because it did only take us about a month of attempting it for about a hour most of the days. Not even like half an hour. Yeah, there's a lot of weird ones that seems kind of surprising on there. That I would expect to be way higher.
Extra turn.
Thank you, Exos. Yeah, I know, that was actually really lucky when we did win that one. There were so many instances where it probably should have died. But we also got slightly unlucky on the final battle because we got instant killed on its first cast. And the first and only cast it did. We died. And it was right when we had full mana too. That battle would have been so much quicker if that didn't happen. But it ended up taking 15 minutes because of that. But it was still a win, and that's the main thing that matters. Still saves us from ever having to do that again, at least for that specific faction. Okay, we should need about, what, 70 more? Somewhere around there at this point. Let's go double check. Not like double checking it will make it go any quicker, but I can hope. Yeah, that was a really funny combo at the end. The blue into the red into the Doom Skull. That was really, really lucky. That probably won us the battle. Going for the risk there. I was planning on taking the yellow, but chat convinced me to go for the risk, and it definitely paid off. That was absurdly lucky. That was way too unrealistically lucky. Also, right at the end, we could have lost very easily way at the end. 2 skulls came down out of nowhere. And if those skulls, 2 skulls, were one to the left, we would have died to them. But luckily they were one to the right, which meant he couldn't take them. And we won. Though in theory, even if he killed us, we could still technically have won. Just by doing skull damage with the last guy, though that would have taken forever. But you never know if he got lucky enough if he didn't get skulls for that long. He has no cast damage. And we would have some board control over him. So we could technically have done that, even if the Lady Mirana died. It would have been very unlikely, but it could still have happened. Worst came to worst. And the reason we use it behind it instead of in front, I was considering using it in front at times, but the biggest issue with it is it blocks too much mana. And it's better to have the Lady Mirana cast than to have the backup of Lady Mirana and last slot. Hello, David. Welcome.
Extra turn.
Wow, we only got 4 glory for that. Oh yeah, the AI always misses skulls. It does some really weird stuff sometimes. It loves doing cast priority for whatever reason in that battle. Instead of taking skulls.
Extra turn.
That one brown purple in particular, it just loves to cast, even if it has a skull on the board. I don't know why, but it does. Maybe new troops are coded slightly different than all the other ones. Who knows? Yeah, he was always doing really weird stuff. That brown purple in the final battle and the first battle, wherever it's available. It doesn't follow the traditional way that the AI generally plays.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
Still have a move left. I thought that was the last of them. Okay, let's go check this real quick. X out of that, X out of that. And we need... We're almost there. 54 more. We'll go all the way. I think we can make it. I think this would be the first time we've ever bothered to do the entire treasure hunt in one single stream from basically nothing.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
Doesn't take that long though. It's an hour and a half. Is generally what it comes down to. Yeah, after we finish this, I'm just gonna grab a quick bite to eat. See if I can find headphones, either somewhere spare in the house. I don't know if we'd actually have one, but I'll double check. And other than that, I'll just go run to the store real quick. literally running by foot. But and then we'll start the Mario Party stream probably around like 2 hours, 3 hours from now. Probably 2 hours from now. Yeah, I should almost be completing it. I've done most of the things I needed to do in the game. We're probably going to be doing the last final completions, getting the last gems in there, as well as completing gold completion on everything. I think we might finally reach 100% as well. It takes about 30 to 50 hours of gameplay, depending on what you actually consider to be 100%. I wanted to make leaderboard as well. I think I made 24 currently on one of the leaderboard things, global leaderboard. And I guess we'll try getting 100 gold medals. Just to see how many times we could win in first place. Though trying to do online and while streaming tends to make it a lot laggier. I did notice it was a lot smoother when I was doing it off stream, which makes sense because, well, we're streaming. That's quite a bit of strain on the connection, especially since both the computer and the Switch is using the internet connection. How do I have 14 moves in the start? It's from the green statue of your guild. Getting that upgraded further will give you more turns. I believe every 20 level gives you a turn, or is it every 10? I don't remember. But every X amount ends up giving you a level, and you eventually get 14 turns start from having it at level 100. It stops gaining any benefit beyond that. But your guild statue for green needs to be level 100 to get the full benefit of 14 turns. It doesn't make too big a difference for what we're particularly doing right now, where you're just spam clicking the entire time. But if you're playing like legitimate maps, it does make a decent amount of difference. Hello, Joe T. Welcome.
Extra turn. 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 Extra turn.
Yeah, I should have a spare pair of headphones somewhere in the house. I just need to look around a bit. It's probably a pretty cheap pair though, but I'll get a better one eventually. I just need something.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
Still feels weird playing Treasure Hunt without headphones as well.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
What is my raid team and what hero class do I use? I'm actually currently using Thief because I was utilizing the stealthy that it has so that the boss doesn't specifically target it. But as far as the actual team, I'm just using a Lord Ember,
Extra turn.
Dragon Soul hero using the green purple armor tier weapon, and the legendary. I mean the raid troop. I mean. And if you don't have that weapon, you can build into a Mang team, or you can build into Mountain Crusher into a similar team. Mountain Crusher, Dragon Soul for all the mana you need. And I'm currently using Thief for the stealthy, though you could also use Titan. And also because I'm trying to level Thief at the moment. Well, not literally right now, we're doing Treasure Hunt, but, you know, just trying to get a little bit more leveled this weekend.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
Yeah, we should only be about 10 to 20 minutes away from full completion. I don't know why, but I feel the need to check again. I'll probably check it like every few battles now. We're almost there though. We just need 38. The final stretch.
Extra turn.
Though if you think about it, that's still a lot of moves. We need to do 380 more moves on the board.
Extra turn.
And even then, that's actually not how many we need to do. We actually need to do even more than that.
Extra turn.
Because a lot of them count for less. Because it only counts every 10. And if you do, if you do 19, those extra 9 do nothing. So we probably need to move like 450 more times on the board. Maybe even more towards 500.
Extra
Until we finally get it. Luckily, we get to move every several seconds.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
So hello, Mr. Sheriff. Welcome. You're currently using Ember, Bronze Lock, Pistol, Dragon Soul, and Lady Garnata. I guess that would be okay. You don't have gold boost ratio for the Bronze Lock, though. But if you're using something like Dragon Guard, at least you have the burn to synergize with the triple skull damage. Which you can use on the first 3 troops. Obviously, you can't do it on the boss since it's immune to burning and immune to basically everything.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
They need to give extra turns for mass cascades. Yeah, mass cascades do need to give some kind of benefit in maps. I understand them not giving the full benefit of giving like literally more turns every single time you get like a 5 times when you go do a chain like that. But they need to give some kind of extra rewards because you are losing a potential high amount of extra turns that you could have been getting compared to just taking them all separately. I understand why they don't give full value, but they need to give more than literally no value to a gigantic cascade. But we'll see what they do when they rework it. They also need to add more variety to maps as well, so that each one looks a bit different compared to the others. Because there's not even like a gnome mechanic or anything in this, which makes their resources even less than normal battles. Like there's nothing random that could just happen that would give you extra resources or something surprising or anything like that. Like a vault key on vaults, please. That, you know, that could literally be the only change they make to maps, and I'd be perfectly fine. Just vault key to vaults. That's it. That's all you need to do. Just replace one of those, get rid of glory, put a vault key there, boom.
Extra turn.
Everyone would start actually playing maps again. And like actually playing them, not just doing it like this.
Extra turn.
Because there's no incentive to play a map the correct way, currently. Maybe we should be almost on top of it. Come on, how close are we? It barely moved. I keep looking at it like every view. But we got 36 left. We're so close. So close.
Extra turn.
It'll be worth it though. 8 gem keys towards next mythic. For all we know, one of those 8 keys could be the key that has it. Yeah, it's definitely not hard to get a lot of vaults if you get really good maps. They'd probably make it like a 10% drop. It wouldn't be like a solid 1 in 4, like most of the drops are. Or possibly even all of them, I'm not even sure. But, yeah, it would definitely have to be 10% or less. But that would still be high enough to make it convincing to go for it. Especially if they made other positive changes aligned with it as well.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
Their biggest concern always with Treasure Hunt was making the rewards so good that literally no other piece of content is worth doing. Though, ironically, in not doing that, they've made basically the same thing out of PvP. Where PvP is so good that no other piece of content is really worth doing for farming resources.
Extra turn. 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 Extra turn.
Salty put up... Oh, hello, Patrick. Salty put up a picture in her stream that had a guy with a girl looking at another girl. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw that with the fire bombs. That was funny. That was really funny. I remember that. Oh, does anyone still have a link to that screenshot? If there even is a link of it anywhere. I would love to post that back up on screen. That was a great meme.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
But the most thought out defend team now would be 3 firebomb with a random treasure. Because it bypasses the new PvP thing. And it's still weak enough that people will go for it.
Extra turn.
Even on Warlord 4 difficulty.
Extra turn.
Because they can just hit the one treasure the entire time.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
Nice, okay. And move that. Grab that. Oh wait, why am I trying to still take extra turns? There's no way we're gonna get enough. There we go. Decent loot. almost there. We're 12 away. We're right on top of it. We need like 4 more maps, not even.
Extra turn.
You know what? Let's try doing a real map right now.
Extra turn.
Let's go for it. Let's play a real one. Or pretty much, if this one goes good enough, we could just win that way. So let's move that. Grab that down. We're getting way too many 4 times. Move that one. Okay, maybe we shouldn't play it for real. Map's not going over too well. Almost seems like I'm just doing it normally. Let's see.
Extra turn.
Yeah, but that didn't go much further than what it would have normally have done.
Extra turn.
That's not over yet. Oh, could have taken it 5 times there. Ah. Ruined it. It's already ruined. Let's see, take that down. Grab a coin somewheres here. I'm sure we'll take that first. Yeah, this isn't going too far. Not at all.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
Oh, not if we keep getting extra turns like that. Come on, get the extra turn chain. Keep it going. All those silver next to each other, yet we can't take it for 5 times. Yep, I'd even get it for a 4 times though.
Extra turn.
Whoops. At least taking it for that. Yeah, now we just lose any second now. Oh, and there's a loss. Rip. That did almost no better than a normal speed through map fail. Well, let's just speed through it. We're almost there. We need like 3 more maps completed.
Extra
We
turn.
need 8 more gems, I believe it is. We should easily be able to do that in 3 maps.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
There we go. What do we need now? 6? We're looking down to 6 now. Oh no, 5 is what we need. Assuming I actually counted it correctly in the first place. Well, we'll find out. And then we get our 8 gem keys. What is that link of what you post? What is this? Oh, is this the screenshot of it that you were talking about? Oh, there it is! Oh no, it's the Divine Meta version. Oh no, she posted 2 of them. There's the Divine Meta version and the other one. Oh, I didn't see the Divine Meta one. Divine, well thought out and interesting defense teams. Gems of War play. Oh yeah, Divine Meta. Never mind. I remember that one.
Extra turn.
Yeah, she made one for Divine Meta and she made one for Fire Bombs. Divine Meta was a thought out defense team though. It was meta before they made it meta. Divines were already amazing, and still are. They've been a really good type ever since White Helm was a thing. Well, White Helm's always been a thing. But ever since basically typings came into the game, Divines have been decent. It's just Divine Ishbala made it particularly decent when she first came into the game.
Extra turn.
Okay, if math is correct, next map should be done. And if math was not correct, then we should be done now. Which means I should probably go check, because there's a chance we're done now. We should be actually one event gem off, as sad as that may be. We are exactly one gem off. Well, let's go do the quickest map we've ever seen. Let's try doing this in the least possible amount of turns. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's take the worst possible move. Boom. Come on. Where are the bad moves? Boom. Good. I think we lost a turn there. Boom. Boom. Take that. Take that. Oh, yeah, should be taking it from the top. Those are the absolute worst ones to take. Got it. There we go. 14 turns. We did optimal badness. That's the least amount of turns we could possibly lose in. And we did it. Good job. Get our one event gem. And there we go. Exactly 250 for 8 gem keys. And that is that. We're done. Pretty much. Unless anyone else had any other questions. But I'll be back in soon. Just need to find some headphones, and I'll start slowly setting up the other stream while I'm eating some. And yeah, we'll go stream Mario Party for a little bit, and then we'll be back with Gems of War later tonight, 7 hours from now. But we'll be with Gems of War in about an hour or two, depending on how things go. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Obviously, no new content this weekend, so we're mainly just going to be grinding Thief and all that. Trying to get the hero class to about level 70. Probably not going to get it all the way there this weekend, but at least start getting some progress there. We got the event objective done, so that's out the way. That's a lot of free resources. I think we got about 250 gems and all that. A little tedious, but it's worth it in the long run. I would still consider doing it. There's nothing else to do this weekend, so might as well make it a treasure hunt weekend. But anyways, guys, thanks for coming down. I hope you all enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all later, either for the other stream or for Gems of War again. And we'll also be back tomorrow, same time, 3 hours prior to now tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, we'll mainly just be grinding out Thief and whatever other questions and things we might go over that people may ask. But anyways, thanks for coming down, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye, everyone.